Hey guys, it's Miss Lewis again. Let's do two-step equations. All right, so this is a little harder. Don't feel intimidated. Okay, you can do this. This x. Okay, the first thing that's happening to the x is the 3's being multiplied. Right. The second thing that's happening to the x is the 6 is being added. Right. When we undo, remember we talked about undoing an equation. When we undo the equation, we're going to go backwards. Okay, so we're going to undo the equation and we're going to do the opposite operation. So first we're going to do minus 6 because that's subtraction is the opposite operation of add. And then we're going to divide by 3 because division is the opposite operation of multiplication. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so minus 6. And we're going to put it under the 21. And these guys will cancel. So now we have 3x equals 21 minus 6, 15. Okay, so we did this guy. Now that 3 is being multiplied, so the opposite operation of multiplication is division. So I'm going to divide by 3 on both sides. I don't know why I wrote 5. Well, I mean, I know why I wrote 5 because 15 divided by 3 is 5. So I get 5. Let me check that. Okay. So 3 times 5 plus 6. Let's see what that is. 3 times 5 is 15. And 15 plus 6 is 21. So we're correct. So our answer is 5. Let's do another one. So the first thing here that's happening to the x is the 2 is being multiplied. And then the next thing that's happening to the x is that 7 is being added. All right. Excuse me. So we're going to go the opposite because we have to undo the equation, and we're going to do the opposite operation. So the opposite operation of plus 7 is minus 7, and the opposite operation of multiplied by 2 is divided by 2. So I'm going to subtract 7 here. So I get 2x equals, now you owe me $2 because it says negative 2, and now you owe me $7. So you're going to owe me $9. Okay, and then we're going to divide, so we did this guy, and now we're going to have to divide by negative 2. Divide by 2, I'm sorry. So we get x equals negative 9 over 2. All right, so this is a 9. It's hard to tell. And if we check it, we're going to get the correct answer. It's okay if we get a funny fraction like that, or if we get a decimal. No need to panic. All right, let's look at this guy. This guy, a couple of things I want to show you about this problem. The first thing let's talk about is what's happening to the x. So the first thing that's happening to the x is it's being multiplied by negative 2. And then this problem, we can rewrite it because plus negative 14, that's the exact same as if this problem had said negative 2x minus 14 equals 20. Okay, remember plus a negative is the same as a subtraction, right? So it doesn't matter how you want to think about that, but just keep in mind that we have a minus 14 and we need the constants to cancel each other out. In order for the constants, that's what the 14 is, to cancel each other out, we need it to be 0. So the opposite of a negative 14 is a positive 14, right? And so, and then that negative 2 is being multiplied, so eventually we're going to have to divide by that negative 2. Notice, on the multiplication and division, we didn't change the signs. Okay, and it looks like we changed the signs on the 14, but what we really did was we changed the operation. We did addition and subtraction. All right, so we need to add 14 to both sides. So this cancels and we get 0. I'm coming over here. Negative 2x equals, okay, 20 plus 14 is 34. We did this guy. Okay, then that negative 2 is being multiplied, so we're going to divide. We get 34 divided by 2 is 17, but it's a negative 2, so it's negative 17. And that's our answer. Let's do another one. All right, 2x plus 18 equals 22. I don't know why everything is 2, but that's okay. All right, so on the 2, okay, the 2 is being multiplied, and then the 18 is being added. So when we undo the equation, we're going to go opposite. So the opposite operation of 18 is subtraction, and the opposite operation of multiplying by 2 is dividing by 2. So let's subtract 18. $22, and then you gave me $18. So I have $4 left. And then so we did this guy. And then the 2 is being multiplied, so we're going to divide. So I get x equals 2, because 4 divided by 2 is 2. And if we think about it, if we want to check our work over here, this 2 times this 2 is 4, and then 4 plus 18 is 22, so we're correct. All right, here, this one's a little tricky, but we can still do it. So this guy is the same as 3, first we should rewrite it, 10 minus x equals 3. And this is the same as 10 minus 1 times x equals 3. All right, so anytime you see a negative, hang on, excuse me, a negative in front of the x, it's the same as times by a negative 1. All right, so what's happening here is, the first thing that's happening is there's a negative 1 being multiplied. The second thing that's happening is that 10 is a positive, okay? And so when we undo the equation, we're going to subtract the 10, and then we'll have to divide by that negative 1. Oops, by that negative 1, not by that guy. Okay, so negative 10, that guy. 3 minus 10 is negative 7. So now we have negative x equals negative 7. So then we're going to say, okay, well, we know what negative x equals negative 7. We need to figure out what positive x equals. All right. So a negative 1 is being multiplied by x. That means we need to divide a negative 1. Okay, and those cancel because a negative 1 divided by negative 1 is a positive 1. And that's the whole point, is to get ABCs to equal 1, 2, 3s. So negative 7 divided by negative 1 is positive 7. That's what our answer is, positive 7. And if we say, hey, obviously 10 minus 7 is 3. I mean, we could have done that in our head, but I just wanted to show you, like, algebraically how that works. Okay, here, this one's got a couple of steps, but we're not going to stress. We can do this, okay? We need to combine these guys right here. So anything that's got the variable, they can talk, but otherwise, you can't talk. So 0.5 and 0.2, that is 0.7. Okay, and then we say, okay, well, what's happening? The first thing that's happening is the 0.7 is being multiplied. The second thing that's happening is that 0.06 is being subtracted. We want to go in the opposite direction. And the opposite direction is add 0.06 to everything. To both sides, not to everything, because this this guy cannot talk to him, okay, because he has a letter, okay, and he doesn't have a letter. He doesn't have a variable. He has a variable and he doesn't. They can't talk. He can only talk to the other thing that doesn't have a variable. So those cancel, and I'm pretty sure it's 2.8. 2.8 points. All right. Now that 0.7 is being multiplied, so we're going to divide. And in our calculator, we're going to do 0.7 divided 2.8 divided by 0.7. because those cancel, you get 1. So you get m equals 2.8 divided by 0.7 in our calculator. I don't expect you necessarily to know that off the top of your head. Is 4. Okay, and we get 4. And so if you stick in your calculator, if we wanted to check it, like 0.5 times 4 minus 0.06 plus 0.2 times 4, push enter on your calculator, and you get 2.74 is the correct answer. All right, let's do this guy. So the first thing we need to do is get rid of this distribution. So we get 7 equals 5x plus 20 minus 6x. Okay, and don't forget, remember this means start your distribution and this means stop. So you got to go to the x and to the 4. Okay, and if it makes you feel better, we can rewrite it like that with 7 on the other side. Right. I just like having my letters on the left. All right, now we need to combine like terms. So that is the 5 and the negative 6. So you have 5 x's and like you have $5 in your pocket, but you owe me $6. So you still owe me $1. Okay. And so now we're back to kind of the more basic ones. So this 20 is being added, so we're going to subtract. So we get negative x equals 7 minus 20 is negative 13. So that means if negative x equals negative 13, and we divide everybody by negative 1, then that means positive x is positive 13. All right. And if we wanted to check it, we could do 13 plus 4 is 17. Okay. 5 times 17. Oops, 5 times 17. Right, that's 85. And then 6 times 13, that's 78. So 85 minus 78 is 7. So it's correct. All right, let's do another one like that. Okay, and we need to distribute this negative 3. So 2x minus 3x minus 12 equals 15. Right? And I need to combine these two x's. So you have $2 in your pocket, but you owe me $3. So you still owe me $1 minus 12 equals 15. Okay? We need to add 12 to both sides because the opposite operation of subtraction is addition. So we have negative x equals 15 plus 12 is 27. And then we're going to divide by that negative 1 in front of that x. So we get x equals negative 27. It's an x. Right? And that one kind of fast. Let's go back. So we had to distribute. So that's how we got negative 3x and negative 12. And then we had to combine our like terms, 2x and 3x, because only things with the same letter can talk. Then, that's how we got negative x. Then the 12 needs to move to the 15 because letters have to be on one side, numbers have to be on the other. You want ABCs to equal 1, 2, 3s. And 15 plus 12, we did plus because it's opposite operation. 15 plus 12 is 27, but we still had negative x. And so we need to divide by negative 1. And that's how we got negative 27. I'm just looking really quickly. Okay, this guy. He's really hard, and I'm not going to expect you to know this for this course, so I'm going to skip this problem. But let's do this guy. All right, I need to distribute the 3 on this side, and I need to distribute that negative 4. So 3x, because 3 times x, and 3 times 2, that's 6. Then we have a 6. And then a negative 4 times a y is a negative 4y, and negative 4 times a negative 1 is a positive 4. So here's where we are. All right, this 6 and that 4 need to talk. You can't cross this equal sign until you've added all combined like terms. So 6 plus 4 is 10. All right, and this problem is hard, super hard actually, for this section, and I'm going to cover it more in the next section. All right, so I just want you to, and I only have 10 seconds left. So know that this problem is not in this section of homework, all right? But go to the next video and it will be.